Hello viewers, welcome to episode 7 Friends for Friends show by me, your host Emily Furaha in Baraton TV here and hereafter. So on today's episode, we're discussing a crucial issue that affects almost everyone. So we have friends, we have social media friends. So today we're just going to discuss different things that affect us with our social media friends, challenges that we face, and do people believe in social media friendship? So we're just going to discuss those things. And with me is a guest who is ready to help me share something to do with social media friendship. So how are you?
I'm fine, Furaha.
Okay, introduce yourself so that the viewers can know your name.
Thank you. My name is Kevin Onchoke, and I am pleased to work with Furaha here. It's a pleasure to be here on your show today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, do you believe in social media friendship?
Well, to be honest, Furaha, that's a tough question. And I cannot say it in one word. I will need to qualify it. But yes,
You do.
to a great length, I believe in social media friendship.
Do you even have friends yourself? Like, if you believe, you must have some friends. Yeah.
Yes, I do. I have quite a following. I'll call them following for now. And we can discuss that term later on social media.
Okay. So, your friends, like the way people meet in social media, like maybe through friend request, or like you follow them. So, if we say like, this is my friend. Do we have a time, like a period that we can define, like we've been friends for a while now, like maybe you accepted their friend request maybe like 3 months ago, so should we say like after 3 months then you can say like this is my best friend now, like I have a best friend in social media, or should we go more than 3 months?
3 months. Wow. That question is very relevant because it takes me back to the definition of friendship. On your previous show, as I gladly watched, and that was a beautiful show, you spoke of these friendships. And breaking it down to the definition, a friend is someone whom you meet via a common activity, a common space that you use together, a common value, yes, common interest that you have, and you begin to build it together, right? You cooperate together, you share some respect, some values, some loyalty, and availability of one-to-one person meeting from time to time. Now, in my opinion, that's the traditional definition of friendships. But now we have come to this definition where we now have friends who we don't meet in person, but someone sends you what Facebook has called a friend request. And I don't know if it's right to call it a friend request, but I like what Instagram calls it. Instagram calls it a follower request. So I do not borrow, that term may need a little bit of adjustment in my opinion, but a friend request as it comes to be, it will be honored by you depending on whether you have met that person in person, or whether it's been suggested to you by Facebook itself, or you have common interests. So depending on that, then at that point you'll accept or deny it. Okay?
So does that mean like when sometimes you can open your Facebook and you have a lot of friend requests, like even more than 500. So which measure should we use to accept the friend request?
I think what Facebook has done is to make it easy for you to know people by just a glimpse even before you accept. You can check their profile before you accept. So most of the time what I do is I check the interests and the brief profile of that person, what they post, what they have given themselves an introduction, their bio, You check quickly, does this person share my interests? Are we in the same locality? Because Facebook again uses the same location. People who are in Baraton, it checks and suggests to you someone who's in Baraton University and gives a suggestion. So you can use location, you can use interests, you can use your probably if you're in clubs that you do, for example, drama. If that person is in a drama club, there's a person you can borrow ideas from. So that's a criteria you can quickly use to know and to quickly make a decision. I would not vouch for tribe. Don't look at a person's tribe and say, that person is my tribe, let me be a friend. So some of those things you need to be checking on them.
So when it comes, social media friendship and the normal friendship, like physical friendship that we have, can we put it in the same, like in equal measure, to say that the friends I have there and these friends I have here, I'm going to treat them equal, maybe?
Oh, that's an interesting question. The reason, let me begin from the very reason why you've connected. I would say this: the quality of friendship depends on the reason for connecting, the situation, how sophisticated the friendship is. And that would define how much you share, how often you communicate, and even whether you'll meet physically or not.
Yeah.
Now, you'll meet someone online and you will befriend them, okay?
Yeah.
They become your friend, you accept the friend request. And then you will want at some point, depending on the quality of relationship and how you talk, want to meet them physically. When you meet them physically, by the way, there may be some things that you'll meet them physically and say, whoa, no, Furaha is not. Disappointment. You say, that's not the person I saw online. She doesn't talk the way she talks online. And by the way, don't judge people like that. There are people who are very good in chatting.
So, with the disappointments, how do we deal with the disappointments, Because I've seen this person, maybe I liked the interest he had, and maybe we share some of the things, and maybe I want to meet this person, and we agree to meet, and then I'm disappointed. The profile picture is not even the same, and maybe they told me they come from Nairobi, but it's not even.
It's different.
Yeah, it's different. How do we deal with that? If we maybe I liked the way we were talking before we met. So should we block them now after that, or how do we deal with that?
Well, that blocking is only a click away, and your friend is gone in virtual reality. But these disappointments, again, as you've said, they are there, they exist.
Yeah.
You'll be disappointed in one or two matters, that the person doesn't talk the way they speak online, the profile picture is not the way they've dressed online, and so on and so forth. In my opinion, I would say, do not judge a person by their looks. That would be very disappointing if you judge a person by the way they look, and actually how you meet them physically. I would say there are friends who are better placed to be online, and there are friends who are better friends to you physically. And if you change those roles, they would quickly interfere with you. That's why I go back to defining your roles and how you met this person. If you know and understand that this person is supposed to be someone who will advise me and give me ideas on drama, when you meet them physically and they don't give you that, deal with that and know that actually now I need to keep a distance. Okay? When you meet the person and your interests were in the person who will help you become a better person in terms of probably preaching, and they don't do that, you know now to keep your distance. But the moment you begin to bring every other connection to it, disappointments begin to exist. So if you connected for the interest of drama, writing, preaching, maintain it to that. You will earn more when you meet physically. But if you go to the other areas, disappointments will come. Yes.
Okay. Sometimes there are these kids, maybe let's say not kids. Okay, like people who go to social media. Some of them, those who have friends, like many friends, most of the times they don't really maintain the physical ones. Maybe they are alone. Maybe most of them are those people who don't talk much. But in social media, they have a lot of friends, And can you advise those people, like those who do not have social skills in physical friendship, to go for social media friends?
Wow. I would like you to go back to the discussion of personality. It all boils down to personality. There are people who are melancholy in nature. There are people who are naturally talkative. I think it goes back down to that. And there are people who naturally, they don't like to associate with people so much, okay? You recently have watched the news and you have seen a parent who was actually with one of their children was killed by one of their children. I don't know whether the person was sociable online or they were melancholy, people who are very quiet. I would not know exactly. But what comes out clear is that there are advantages and disadvantages of how you relate with people online. It all has an effect on you.
Yeah.
I would not say directly that the person who doesn't have social skills relate online. No. I would not also say that the person who is socially skilled physically should not go online.
Yeah.
I would not say that, because you need a balance for both areas.
Yeah.
Because it has been shown that 68%, a research that I was recently reading, that 68% of people you meet online, you will want to meet them physically.
Yeah.
So you need a little bit of skill in both, so that when the person meets you in person, they will not have a different picture and a different feeling of when you're interacting in face to face. So you need a balance of both, so that you can achieve social activities and be able to connect with people, because at the end of the day, we are social beings, and we cannot just exist online alone. We meet physically with people.
Okay, so we should agree that those people really like they are in our lives, right?
Yes.
So to what extent should we involve these people in our real lives, like from social media, the things that we share, like to what extent should we have limits, boundaries, where we say, like, I can tell this person, like this friend, to this point, but I will not share this information. And you can share that information with your physical friends, or should you treat them like you can share everything
with them? Well, everything would be an extreme. And I've even observed a couple of friends who, and even advice has been given that don't be too exposed online. You see, online is a good place, but it's not a very secure place. Why? Because there are friends that you make online who you think you're accepting a good friend, who has sent you a request, you went to school together, you went to campus together, you grew up together. Then at the end of the day, actually what they're doing is mining information from you, and likely to use it against you. So I would be very careful in interacting online, especially with the quality of messages that I send and what they contain in terms of what you're doing, what you're planning, where you are. It is very prudent to be very careful. There are people who have been attacked, there are people who have been stolen from, there are people who have been done bad things out of just posting their online things and sending to people messages that are very, very personal. I would say this: unless you know this person very individually, you know them physically, you know that Furaha lives here, here, and here. I know her parents. I know a couple of her close associates. Unless you know them so close, then be free to share your information online with them. But if your physical connection with them is wanting, you've not met them physically to know them even better, I would say keep a distance. Share 10%, share 15% of your information with them that is very, very personal.
So people should just be careful with the information that they are sharing. So
Correct.
there's someone out there, maybe they don't even believe that social media friendship can work. You can tell them, something like if it really works, or if it helps, or if they don't believe, then they should just stay the way they are.
Wow, that's interesting. I would say this to people who out there feel social media is a problem, is an issue, it's something that doesn't work. There are those class of people who, when they were born, Facebook was not around, social media networks were not around, so they believe that is something for the young generation, what we call Generation Y, okay? And some have like to call them millennials. I would say to them, yes, there are dangers that exist being online, but with a careful person who understands the rules and the boundaries of relating online. As you rightly said, that there are things you can share online, there are things you can't share online. Dear viewer, be familiar with those boundaries. If you maintain those boundaries, it is a healthy relationship that can help you grow. Think of a person who is a blogger, a person who writes very good articles, a person who is a good orator, can speak very well. If they don't, in this age and time, record their messages, if they don't write their materials and share them online, how will they, even in this period of a pandemic, be able to reach other people? They need a social life, they need an online social life. So we need that skill. We have seen people who have grown and become very, very prominent right now.
Yeah.
You talk of people like Aziad. You talk of people who have become socialites out of just sharing their content online.
Yeah.
You know a couple of them. So if they had not done that, they would not be people who are influential right now. So you need to know the boundaries, how far you can go, and be able to handle yourself appropriately with respect. Post materials that are respectful to people, to humanity, and to those around you, so that you maintain your account. You know that even Facebook can suspend you for posting materials that are not very good. Yes. So if you know those rules, you can enjoy being online.
So, guys, that has been social media friendship, and as you've heard, just make sure that as much as you want to share, because maybe you are really enjoying the friendship you have with these people, just make sure that you have your boundaries. You know, these people can come up to this point, you know, but you can't share more than to a point, you know, to a certain point. So just ensure that you maintain the friendship in a good way. And if you feel like someone, you know, some people even harass people, they threaten people, you know, like those things happen.
Yeah, they do, and actually that's courtesy of someone exposing too much information to them, someone giving too much information. You tell them what they don't need to know, then they can use it against you. And as you said, in my opinion, friendship needs to be earned, even the online one. Even though I have accepted your online friend request, it doesn't mean that automatically
just because you like my pictures
that
and
will be friends.
Comment.
No, there is an extent to which if you get to, I will say, Furaha, Kula block. I will get to the extent and say, I think our friendship up to this point it's done. And so it needs a person who's sober, a person who is looking at all the points that is presented before them and the facts, and they make a proper decision that this relationship is not healthy for me at this point, and terminate that friendship. And it's very easy, but needs a sober person to do that. Okay,
some people feel like their social media friends they listen to them more than the physical friends. And sometimes they feel like they don't need the physical friends.
Well, this happens because let me call it it's a kind of way of looking at it. We have unfortunately, as persons and individuals in this time and age, we have more time for being online than meeting people physically. And it is because of courtesy of how we have been brought up. Our children brought up in front of television sets. Our children are brought up in front of the laptop and in front of phones. And so they end up thinking that if my friend is not on the phone, my friend is not on TV, they're not on the laptop, we can't Skype, we can't Zoom, maybe they are not my very good friends. It goes back to how the training they've been given from the parents. And so this goes back to parents. You need to know how to balance the online life and the physical life. And even better, the quality of life becomes better when we relate with people physically. So be able to balance as a parent and educate your child right now that when you go to school, it is good for you to know that there are other children who exist physically, even though you know them also online. And so that helps them build and know that I can relate with people online, and I can also relate them by being with them physically. Think of if we do this 10 years down the line, will people be wedding online? Will they be wedding, someone is in Eldoret and the other one is in Nairobi, they've met online and they wed online? They live apart.
I don't think so.
It won't work, right? So we need a physical life where we say, yes, I met Furaha online, she's my good friend. I think we need a cup of tea just to, let me see her. So we need to know that quality of friendship also depends on the physical.
Okay, so I think last words. You can meet these people, you can be friends with those people, and you can learn a lot actually. But make sure, you know, when you're getting into a friendship, make sure like you have their interest, you know. If you are a writer, find groups that deal with writing. If you are you know, an artist or anything, you know, find people who relate with with the interest that you have, so that you can learn a lot from them. Don't just accept friend requests from people just because they have requested. You know, just make sure you know what you want the friends you have. Even like in physical life, you know, we find interest first before we get into the friendship. So it should be the same. Don't just accept because you want to have many friends, you want to be famous in social media. It won't help you.
Sure.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Furaha, and I pray that we can make proper decisions online, especially regarding where we want to be as individuals.
Yeah.
But the online world can build you and it can also destroy you. You may think you're making progress by having 1,000 and 100,000 of followers,
Yeah.
but your quality of life goes lower
Yeah.
because of also what you're doing online. But I would say in conclusion that true friendships and friendships that we call lasting and will be tested by time, they occur when people are able to exchange ideas,
Yeah.
able to exchange emotions,
Yeah.
you're able to exchange conversations, you're able to consult, and from time to time be able to sit down and even
Yeah.
discuss,
Yeah.
do the same hobbies. That is how you build true friendships. And all these things are, well, when they are all put together. For example, if you're cooking a meal of chicken, you can, if you miss one ingredient, you may simply not be eating chicken, you may be eating something else.
Yeah.
So you need all these ingredients, the connectivity, and all of them working together to make a friendship last for a long time. Otherwise, if you pull out one, you may end up having an incomplete one.
Yeah.
In summary, that's what I would say, that let us put all these things together. Let the online work with the physical,
Yeah.
so that when you finally put them together, you have something that you can quickly call and say, that is a true friend. Yes.
So one last question
Yes.
to that person who doesn't believe in social media friendship. Should we tell them to try it out?
Or let it go
Yeah.
overall. Well, I will say with confidence,
Mhm.
you need an online life.
Yeah.
You need an online life, and you never know the potential that you may realize by doing it. Because even the physical friends, even the physical friends, you meet them online,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The friends that we connect here, you find Furaha has posted a nice article, I read, I like. Then through that, she finds another friend who
Yeah.
writes even better,
Yeah.
and they connect, and she helps Furaha do a good job, So connections and growth is attributed to the online life as well.
Yeah.
You may ignore it for now, you may feel you don't need it, but trust me, an online social media life is needed in this time and age.
Yeah.
We need to connect to people even better than we do.
Yeah.
And let us use social media to help us as a tool, not as something that we use that will destroy us. If we use it as a tool to connect better, even the physical relationships that we have, it will go a long way. And so to that person who's saying that, I tell them, get yourself connected.
Okay, that has been Kevin in social media friendship, and thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's been good. So guys, I've been your host Emily Furaha, and see you in the next episode. Bye.